Hey there friends, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me today for another pick a card reading. So I feel as if today's reading will be a message from your spirit guides, although I feel as if there is a lot of like a real angelic energy to this today. So it may be a message from your angels, if that's what you believe. If not, take this as a message from spirit, a message that you need to hear right here and right now. All right, so let's go ahead. I've got 3 stones here. They're all mukairi, different colors. I've got the red, the yellow, and then this one is a combination of both the red and the yellow. What I'd like to do is go ahead and shuffle and get a card out here. I believe this is the Earth Angel deck. That's what it's called. So let's get a card for pile 1. Spirit, can we get a message or a card for pile 1? So we have the card of Remember. I'll hold that up for you to see. The card of Remember, pile 1. The card of Remember. For pile 2, we get a card and a message for pile 2, Spirit. And we have Vision. And that is pile 2. And for pile 3, can we get a card and a message for pile 3, Spirit? And that is Misty Lands. All right, so I'm not going to read the backs just yet. I'm going to go ahead and let you pick, use your intuition, which pile you'd like to listen to today, which pile calls to you. If more than one, just remember that sometimes there are different aspects of the message that will call to you, and then you watch, each pile that calls to you, and you'll feel it out for your own personal message. All right, so here we are, pile 1, Remember, pile 2, Vision, and pile 3, Misty Lands. And I'll see you at your reading. Hey there, pile 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the pile with the card Remember. We have some rabbits here, hares, the moon, starry sky. Feels a bit late summer, autumn in nature. And also the red mukairi stone. Almost looks like a piece of chocolate, doesn't it? A beautiful stone. All right, so remember, it says, remember, you are surrounded by your ancestors. Whatever steps you choose to take, they will always be with you. You hold each of their memories within your body to connect you to their knowledge of the past. Know and trust that everything will turn out okay. And the affirmation is, in times of loneliness, my ancestors are close by to comfort me. So it's feeling, I feel like feeling the presence, feeling their presence, feeling the presence of those that you don't see yet are around you. Actually, I'm going to move this right up here. And we'll put this right over there. All right, let's get some oracle cards here. Remember, we're asking Spirit for the message that they want to get to you today, right here and right now. I feel that it's very high vibrational and very like my experience of what it feels like, what the energy of angels is, this immense energy, this huge energy. When you look at, say, the Rocky Mountains, and it's like this immense feeling of awe. And that's kind of the feeling I'm getting here today. I know that this card talks about ancestors, but it feels big. It feels like a very big, high vibrational energy that's coming through today. And I should call them angels. So angel messages. So actually, I don't want to. Let's go ahead and pick them first. One of these, one oracle. A message for pile 1, Spirit. Could we get the message for pile 1 today? Oh, and I feel like I want to be gentle with these cards. I feel like I want to be, like to lay them down gently. There is heritage. I feel like this ancestral heritage. Feeling generational, maybe new parent energy, laying the child down gently. And maybe some of you, maybe for some of you even, maybe a death in the family, a recent death in the family where you're laying them down gently to rest. Different messages coming through. I don't know if it's just from this one. Excuse me. I wasn't feeling congested a little earlier, but I feel like there's something blocking my excuse me. Covering my vocal cords, not allowing me to not allowing me to get the words out. Alright. So here are our oracle cards, and let's get some tarot cards here. Spirit, can we get our message for pile 1? Can we get a message for pile 1, please? 2 of those. Can we get a message for pile 1, Spirit? Get a message for pile 1. What is the message for pile 1? Spirit, what is the message for pile 1 today? And 2 more. I'm going to leave that out. The Fool. Someone watching over you as you start this new journey, this new chapter. One more. All right, so let's see what we have here. We have Lavender, Weaver. And there's a child, and the baby, and the angels. And we have the field mouse, another mouse. Success, believe in yourself and dare to dream big. Again, like the starry sky. We have Fortune. And Bouquet. Again, I'm feeling there are a lot of different situations today's reading is going to deal with. I'm feeling birth and death in this. New life, and then the passing into the next life for others. A reminder that you are being watched over. You're not alone. And that all the stars in the sky kind of represent those that are keeping an eye out on you, eye out for you. And let's see what our tarot cards are. Page of Cups. Yeah. Feeling a bit emotional, perhaps. The Five of Wands. We have the Moon. She's looking up into the night sky. We have the Emperor. I feel like legacy is a part of this. Interesting. And another Page of Cups. I believe this is the page. I actually should look at the book, but I feel like it's page energy. Page turning into night energy. Starting to go off on your own. The Eight of Wands. Movement brings beauty. And the Star. More stars, hope, hopefulness. Let's bring the Fool down here. All right. So I'm feeling a lot of different situations, but the common core here is kind of this feeling of being alone, of wishing that you had your family with you, or, you know, for some it's living family, for some it's family that have passed, that could be helping you through a life transition. I feel like there's life transitions, and it's making you feel alone, whether it's you've just had a child and away from your family and your family isn't nearby, or maybe you've just said goodbye to a family member who has passed on. And there's this feeling of being alone and being sad and wishing that they were there. And, you know, I'm sitting here going, well, why was I feeling like this? It was this big, immense energy. And I think it has to do with the fact that you have so many loved ones within your ancestry, your heritage, that are there with you. They're keeping an eye on you. They're protectors, they're guardians. And that there are so many, and that energy is so immense. And that's kind of what I was feeling. I do feel like there's a lot of wishing that you had your family with you, that they were there with you. And perhaps that has kind of halted some of your forward movement, or being able to enjoy, say, this new child, this new member in your family, or this big step, perhaps going off to college, being away from your family as we're coming up on the holiday season. Maybe that's what is kind of bringing this, for some of you, bringing this on. But you're feeling alone. You're kind of feeling like the field mouse out in this very big field, looking up at that immense sky and just feeling a bit alone. Again, the mouse here, feeling a bit alone, small in the world. And this message here is to remind you that you do have your ancestors, your family, your loved ones around you. You may not see them, but they are there. They're there around you. You want to gather them close, but they actually are They are close to you, and they're coming through today with this message to remember that you are loved, that you do come from a family that loves you, heritage and ancestry that loves you, and they are there and they are with you. And that is the sweetness of this message, is that even though you can't see them, you're not alone. You take the time to sit and feel their presence, to enjoy something with them that perhaps you did while they're alive, or they were with you, and feel that presence, feel that love in the action. I do feel like it's perhaps for some of you, it's kind of holding you back from engaging fully in your life right now, from perhaps going out and being with others, or from enjoying, like I said earlier, the being fully in the joy of welcoming in a new family member, going through that life transition of becoming an adult, going off to college, maybe getting married. You may be feeling that you know, it would be really awesome if they were there with you, and so you're not really feeling the full joy that you could. And what I'm getting message-wise is to remember that they are with you. Keep that hopeful feeling within you. That's what the stars represent hope. They represent your family. They represent those that are there watching over you. Even the cat has stars in its eyes. All right, let's see if we can get anything else from Spirit for pile 1. I would like to use... let's use this deck here. Is there anything else you'd like to share with pile 1, Spirit? And we have the Queen of Pentacles. This card loves to come out for the pick a card readings. And look, she's got the rabbit there, the flowers, and all of this sparkly stuff, as if, you know, see, her ancestors are there with her. Her spirit guardians are there with her. Feel the joy. Feel the joy. Recognize the abundance that is being offered, the blessings that are being offered you, that you are experiencing. Don't let sadness take away from that. Yes, feel the sadness. Feel your feelings. But remember, they're feelings. Let them go afterward. Let them flow as if, you know, from a glass of water. Let it flow like a river. Let it flow and let it move on. Feel it and let it move on. And we go back to experiencing what's there in your life right now, the blessings that are a part of your life right now. Let's see. Let's get another card here. What can you share with us, Spirit, for pile 1? Is there anything else you'd like to share with pile 1? We have love. Card of love. You are loved. The water theme. Emotion, energy. This emotional energy, the flow. I feel like there's a wishing, again, that wishing going on here. Wishing that they were there with you. And this is the reminder, this message is the reminder that they're there with you. Let's get one more card for pile 1. Spirit, I'm going to get one more card for pile 1. Intuition. Utilize your inner knowing to feel their presence. Again, the stars in the sky. I love the star theme here. It's the stars represent hope, right, in the tarot. And I was always told, you know, look up to the heavens and you see all the stars, and those are all of your ancestors, you know, keeping watch over you. They're there with you. So spend some time looking up, seeing the sky. Settle into your body and see if you feel, see what you feel. see what you feel. So we'll talk about seeing. Look for signs that they may be giving you, that they're around. A favorite flower, a favorite song, a favorite saying, a symbol that pops out at you, a phrase that pops out at you that you know is from them. And that's something a bit more tangible, right? Than just, looking at the sky and there are my ancestors. But feel it. Be in your body. Feel their presence. Feel their love. Think about those moments that were amazing with them, right? I'm not saying to do this to make yourself more sad, but to do it to feel that love. And when you have that feeling, hold that with you. When you start to feel sad, pull in that feeling of love, of when you felt so loved by them, and when you had those moments where the love was immense, and you felt it, and you knew it in your heart of hearts. And they are there with you. Pile 1, my pile 1 friends. They are there with you. They're watching over you. They're offering this message in order to bring this love back. That feeling of love, of knowing that they're always with you. And that's what I have for you today, pile 1. I hope this reading brought you a bit of comfort, maybe a bit of clarity, maybe some ideas of how you can connect with your family and your ancestors on a daily basis, where you're feeling that immense love that they have for you. And there are so many. Like I feel there's so much ancestor energy here around me within this reading. So take a little bit of time to sit with your own, intuition, with your own knowing, and feel that presence also. So thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Alrighty, pile 1. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey there, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the pile today with the combined colors, the multicolor Mukairi. This one is pretty worn. It's not as rough as the others. I like the combination of the colors here. This cream is really gorgeous, huh? Which kind of matches actually the colors of this card. Here. You see the reds, the cream, and the yellow. So you chose Vision, the Vision card. Feels very wintry. And let's see what it has to say. Vision. Making vision boards can help boost creativity by collecting everything that appeals to your heart and creating a vision of how you'd like to live. This can be useful for helping to create your living space, home and garden, and to create a haven of positivity and relaxation. The affirmation. A vision board boosts my creativity. All right, so let's see what other cards we have, what the rest of the message is for pile 1. And we are asking Spirit for a message for pile 2 today. asking Spirit for a message for pile 2. It's interesting in pile 1. You know, at the start I said that I felt that it was like this immense energy, this angel energy, high vibrational energy coming through. And in pile 1, it ended up being like this huge ancestral group coming through, which is why it felt so immense. So I'm curious as to what's gonna happen in this pile. All right, so let's see. I like surprises. So we have actually 2 cards there. I'm gonna put them back in. Did we get a card for pile 2, Spirit? Can we get a card for pile 2? I think we have 2 cards. We'll see if they're the same 2 cards that popped out earlier. We get a card for pile 2, Spirit. Can we get a card for pile 2? And I do feel like we need another one from this deck for this pile. We get another card for pile 2, Spirit. What message do you have for pile 2? I'm going to leave that out. That's Grace. And let's get our tarot cards. Get a message for pile 2, Spirit. 2. Get a message for pile 2 today, Spirit. Get a message for pile 2. What message do you have for pile 2, Spirit? What message do you have for pile 2? What is the message for pile 2 today, Spirit? And I think 2 of these. And 2 of these. Isn't this a cute deck? I just got this one from Labyrinthos. It's the Tarot of the Velvet Moon, or Velvet Moon Tarot. It's so cute. Anyway, back to the reading. Let's see. Let's do oracles first. So we have the Vision card, and we have Motherwort Strength. And there's a line. It reminds me of the Tarot Strength card. Heart, uterus, life. Oh, kindness, joy. You know, pile 1 had a lot to do with family. And we may be going in that direction too. Let's see. Let's get all the cards out. We have Llama, soul growth. Growth is never easy. Have faith and trust in the journey. We have mountains here too. Hills and mountains. So perhaps some challenges going on in your life right now. We have flirtation, and we have lust, and I'm going to find something. Hold on just a sec. I'm gonna cover this up so it doesn't get censored by YouTube. All right, here we go. Everybody's wearing a dress. Paper dress. All right, but I mean with these 2 cards, flirtation and lust, not surprising to have that. All right, so we also have stars. I mean, the mountains are really the mountain peaks are really standing out to me for this reading. And then lastly, we have grace and another hill. And this one says, grace has given you many gifts and there are more to come. When you walk in your garden on a midsummer night, be thankful for even the littlest of blessings, and this will allow more doors to open. Bring the blessings into your heart. Grace is always with you. The affirmation is, I am grateful for all I have. And I think that ties into perhaps for some of you, the challenges that you're encountering, perhaps in your life right now. I'm also getting and hearing, especially regarding the flirtation and lust, is that for some of you, the challenges are bringing in some maybe behaviors that you tend to go to when you're challenged, because you're not wanting to actually deal with the challenge that you're being faced with. You're not wanting to say it's a financial problem. You don't want to deal with the finances, so you're going to go out and do something else. And, I'm going to go out to the bar and I'm going to, pick up someone, or, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just coming up with a example, or, so you're being faced with an obstacle, but you're not really dealing with the obstacle or the challenge. You're pivoting to other means of making yourself feel better, when I think what the message here is to go back to the issue, go back to the problem, go back to the challenge, the obstacle, and that's where your focus needs to be. Your focus needs to be on that. And this isn't for everyone. This is for some of you in this group, not for everyone in this group. I think there, again, like in pile 1, there's this wide range and lots of different people from different walks of life watching this reading. But the core message is to place your attention, your focus on the challenge that you're being faced with right now. To approach it with strength and compassion, to approach it with hope, to approach it with vision, and to remember that it's not something that you can't overcome. That you can overcome this. You've done it previously, I believe. So bring that grace to this same challenge, the same, for some, a tower moment. All right, let's see what else we can get from here. We have the 4 of Cups, yeah. Recognize the blessings, recognize the support that is there with you. See more than the obstacle. Bring the focus to the obstacle, but see all of the resources and the help that's being offered you in dealing with it. And we have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, I feel it's probably bringing up a lot of emotions. For some of you, like I used the financial example earlier, but for some of you, it's an emotion, it's a relationship issue. It's an obstacle that you've run into previously that you're trying to, that you don't know why you're in this cycle. And the reason you're in this cycle is because you haven't actually dealt with the core issue. So let's see if we can get more information. We have the High Priestess. I'm going to turn this. And in order to figure out how, let's see what this one is first. The Moon. In order to recognize what needs working on, if you don't already know what it is that needs your work, that needs your focus and attention, if you don't understand what the core issue is, the reason for the cycle to keep repeating, there's going to be some inner work to be done. Which really, a lot of my readings, I do a lot of readings regarding shadow work, regarding helping people to find, through spirit, through that guidance, what that core issue is. Because sometimes we don't see it. I mean, I've gone years and years without knowing why I'm in a certain particular cycle. And it took, work, hard work, years of work for me to finally understand what it was that's causing me to stay stuck in this cycle. And I actually needed some outside help to recognize how my behaviors in dealing or not dealing with the problem caused the cycle to continue over and over and over again. And like I said, for some of you, it may be health issues, it may be financial issues, it may be relationship issues, right? So this message that I'm getting here is that you have to go within in order to figure out what the root cause is of the Seven of Cups. And this very much ties in with the flirtation and lust card there, the Moon. We got the Moon twice. So there is some bit of illusion here going on, perhaps fantasy-wise, that you're explaining away certain reasons or certain issues, certain challenges, through something that's not really even a reason. That you may be viewing whatever the issue is, it's not fully illuminated. You're seeing part of the picture, but you're not seeing all of the picture. All right, let's see, what else do we have here? We have the Devil. Yeah, I'm hearing obsession, chained to particular obsession. And we have the Five of Swords. And with this card, it's like feeling this is part of the relationship thing where you're fighting for something that you think is important, but perhaps isn't the real thing that you should be fighting for. That this perhaps going after the swords is a distraction. And by swords you can add in whatever. What are you fighting for? What are you fighting for? That's a good question to start with, I feel. What are you fighting for? All right. Let's see. We have the Seven of Pentacles. I shall put that up there. That makes me think of Christmas. We talked about winter. A feeling of winter at the start. And we have the Four of Wands, which is foundations, right? Strong foundations. So I think this message kind of came out as I was turning over the cards here. It's this challenge, whatever this challenge is. It's going to be a different challenge for many different people. And it's the challenge, finding out what the root cause of the challenge is, focusing on that instead of turning away from it and pursuing other things that make you feel, like you don't need to even think about it. And also recognizing whether you're approaching this situation or this challenge, this obstacle, this cycle that you don't want to be in, but you keep finding yourself in. Really trying to step outside of it and take a look at it from a different viewpoint. What is it you're not seeing? What is it that's not fully illuminated? What are you being distracted by? What are you being distracted by? What are you fighting for that maybe isn't worth all this time and energy that isn't the thing that you should be fighting for? What is chaining you, right, to this situation? What is chaining you to this cycle? And that's going to be something for you to answer. I'm hearing different things, but I'm not going to speak them out loud, because, I mean, some of this, for some of you, this is very personal. I'm not gonna talk about that. You'll know. Utilize your own intuition, and let's figure out what the core issue. That is really what's spirit is. Your spirit guides want to bring to your attention today. And I do feel like this is, for some of you, real guardian angel energy, because this cycle needs to be broken. That it can have consequences that you're not wanting. Consequences, if you don't deal with it, some of it will end up, bringing you to an even worse place, worse state of being, worse mental state of being. And so they want you to start dealing with the issue. And for many of you, you already know what it is. Like, I don't need to pull any more cards for you. You know what it is. Soul growth is never easy. Soul growth is never easy. Looking deep within yourself, and seeing yourself honestly, from an honest point, an honest perspective, honest viewpoint, not making excuses for yourself or your behaviors, not making excuses for why you're not dealing with the obstacle or the issue that needs to be dealt with. And again, this touches on many different things for everyone listening to this today. And for some of you, it's more than one. Maybe the habit is to, anytime you come up against an obstacle, you're looking for distraction, right? Some health issues. For some, it's, go to the doctor, right? Like, maybe you're like me and I hate going to the doctor, but this thing keeps popping up, I should probably go. Or, commitment. You hit a certain point where you actually have to deal with your commitment issues, right? And stop letting yourself be distracted, and you figure out why it is that you keep running away from certain things, certain people. For some of you, not standing in your power, and we've got this moon coming up here where it's all about your power, how you hold on to it, how you use it, who you give it away to, whether you take other people's power away from them. It's an intense moon coming up, and I think that this is kind of stirring the waters. But that's what I'm getting here in pile 2 is whatever it is that you feel that you are, that that you're not dealing with, and you'll know it. You'll know what I'm talking about. The only way to break out of the cycle is to create change in how you respond to it, right? If you've tried different ways of dealing with something and it still doesn't seem to work, look deeper. What is it within you that perhaps is affecting the situation? How are you behaving, within the relationship? Or how are you not focusing on what you need to be focusing on? All of this, doing this work, will bring you to the space that you really want to be in, this strong foundation to build from there. This strong core understanding of what your power is and how you utilize it, and how you show it to the world. But this isn't all bad. I mean, we've got, look, the stars here. We've got vision. We've got grace. We've got support. We've got strength. This isn't something, this isn't something that you can't overcome. You can overcome it. You can work towards breaking out of this cycle. And I think this winter is going to provide you the right energetic space to start working on this. And for some of you, you might even get through it before winter is over. And you'll come out the other side feeling, oh man, why didn't I do this sooner? Responsibility is a word that keeps popping up into my head. Be responsible for you, for yourself. Let me get another, I want to get another couple cards here. So Spirit, what else can you give us for pile 2? Maybe some guidance on how to approach this. Inner child, don't take life too seriously. So I was feeling like it had, you know, when Motherwort came out, I was feeling like it had to do with inner child work. I think there is inner child work that needs to occur for you guys, pile 2. And that's why maybe you haven't figured out, well, why does it keep happening? And I think that you have to go deeper. You have to go deeper within to do some inner child work, to understand, you know, like say commitment issues. Why are you afraid of committing, right? That likely has something to do from when you're a child. Or why are you holding on so tightly to someone that maybe you don't need to? Or why are you depending on others to make you happy? And it could be that you didn't get that as a child, right? That you didn't feel secure and you didn't get that support and love as a child, right? Or maybe if it's finances, someone always took care of the finances for you, right? And you're like, well, you know, you're not taking responsibility for some issues that you're running into. Again, this is an example. I'm not saying this is the case for people, but maybe you didn't have to take care of your own money when you're a child, right? Maybe somebody took care of it for you and you were never taught how to deal with it. So that's another one. Or self-value, or how you value yourself. All right. Can we get another card for pile 2? Dynamism, falling eagle. Right, here's time for you to attack it. Time for you to attack this problem and deal with it. And lastly, one last card for pile 2. Spirit, what do you have for us? Surrender. Just surrender to the process at this point. Surrender to the process at this point. Go ahead and focus. I mean, the obstacle is there for a reason. Obstacles aren't thrown in our paths for, you know, for fun. I was going to say something else, but I'm glad I caught myself. We're faced with obstacles in order to help us grow in the aspects of our lives that we need to grow. And if we put it off, like for me, I put off some stuff for years and years. That obstacle, like it's building. The obstacle gets greater, and then the event, the event that really just, you know, like the last straw, right, is usually the one that breaks the camel's back, right? It gets worse if you don't deal with it. So I think that's what the message here is, to prevent it from getting out of control, to prevent it from being something crazy that you have to deal with later that might hurt so much more than it needs to. And so I think your guides, your spirit guides, your angels, your guardians are stepping in with this message. If you have found your way to this reading and this pile, the message is to focus on what you need to be focused on and to deal with the issue once and for all. Welcome in the growth. Surrender to the process. And again, if you get started, the energy is right to get started on this. And then hopefully by the end of winter, you're going to be feeling like your foundation is so much stronger. And, you know, we started off with vision, right? The vision board. What is the end result that you're working toward, right? What is the goal? What is the dream? And that might help you through all of this, right? Through perhaps the sacrifices that you might have to make in order to get through certain situations, certain issues, certain obstacles, right? The vision board will help keep you hopeful because it kind of sweetens the sad, I guess, is a way of putting it. It sweetens the sad as you're working through the hard stuff to know that the good stuff is there. The reward is there, right? It's just a reminder to help you and support you through the transitions, through the work. And that is what I have for you today, pile 2. Remain hopeful. Remain hopeful. Make your wishes on those shooting stars. Right? You see, make your wishes on the stars. That is hopeful. That makes you feel hopeful. That takes you into this space of optimism. And maybe that space of optimism, that energy, that optimistic energy, is what you need to attack the issue, to attack the problem. All right. All right, pile 2, thanks for joining me today. I hope this made sense. I hope this brought some clarity. And I hope that it also brought some comfort with knowing that things are going to be better at the end of it all. Just work on what needs to be worked on. Your spirit guides are there. Your angels, your ancestors are there too. I feel some ancestral support here because some of this might be, you know, karmic ancestral karma that's being dealt with, which is why you need to dig deep, right? But they're there supporting you also. Strength and compassion. Surrender to the process. Find those moments where you can be optimistic, that you're not taking things too seriously, right? You need those moments. You do need those moments to get through some of the harder stuff. All right. Pile 2, thanks for joining me. I'm wishing you a wonderful day, and I hope to see you next time. Okay, bye-bye. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the pile with the card Misty Lands. It looks like there's a monument on top of a hill. At first I thought it was a bear standing on top of the hill. I think some of you have spirit guides that are some animal spirit guides that are here today. I know I said angels at the start, but it's kind of been a mixed bag. There was a lot of ancestral spirits in the first reading where it felt there were so many, it felt like it was so immense, and I think that's the energy I was feeling. And again, with this pile, it almost feels as if there is a lot of ancestral energy coming through here also. But also a few others, like guardians, is people that are your guardians, spirits that are your guardian, animal spirits also, animal guardians. Like there's this real feeling connection is important. This connection that they have with you to draw upon for strength. Grounding yourself in order to get the yellow mukairi. And I'm thinking, this makes me think like this is like Power Stone, right? It's grounded. It's earth energy, that grounding earth energy, yet personal power, utilizing that rootedness, that groundedness to bring forth your personal power to shine in the world. So let's see what the card says. Misty Lands. It says, visit sacred places, either ancient monuments or find a place that is sacred to you. Spend time there with a quiet mind, and knowledge and healing will come to you. Learn the way of the ancients and mystics, and then you can use this knowledge for good purposes. The affirmation is, I connect with sacred places. Yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. Let's go ahead and see what else we can get for your message today. So, Spirit, what can we get? What message do we have for pile 3 today? I'm going to take 2. Spirit, what message do you have for pile 3 today? What is the message from pile 3's angels, guardians? That's going to be 2 out of this one too, I feel. I'm going to get one more from this deck. Oh, actually, put those back. Wrong way. Let's do that. Reshuffle those. Spirit, what is the message from pile 3's angels, guardians? Spirit, what is the message for pile 3 today? It's funny, I'm looking at this card and it feels like we've got a message coming in. Message inbound. Flight. I'm hearing flight. Take flight. Alright, so there are oracles, and let's see what we have. The Way of Tarot. What is the message for pile 3 today, Spirit? What is the message from their guardians, their angels? What is the message for pile 3 today, Spirit? What is the message for pile 3? 2 there. Message for pile 3 today, Spirit. What is our message for pile 3? Number 2, 2, 2. But this is a 1 card. There we go. And lastly, it's a new deck that I got. Isn't it cute? It's the Velvet Moon Tarot. Tarot of the Velvet Moon. It's from Labyrinthos. I have it listed in the description. I really like it. And I think that one goes on that side. Alright, so let's see. What do we have here today for pile 3? Misty Lands. Cassandra. And I'm going to need to, once again, give me just a moment. I'm going to cover it up so we don't get censored. All right, so we have Cassandra, which is grace. The birds coming in again. I think that you probably get a lot of messages from spirit, from your guardians out in nature. And we have Motherwort. This was censored from, covered up from pile 2, where we talked about strength and grace. Maybe some of you have joined me again from pile 2. Come to visit here in pile 3 to see what message is here. Yeah. All right, and we have Koi Carp, abundance. Move with the flow of abundance around and through you. Flow. Creating flow. We have the Lion, which is also present here in the Motherwort card. Honor. Honor your soul and celebrate its journey. Let's move everything over a bit. Got Misty Lands. Get that there. We also have Release, right? With the other. Looks like an owl. Message for you. Wisdom. Release. Once you release your past emotional pains, you regain your true talent. Detachments are released now, and you can experience the feeling of freedom. Mother Earth will hold you through difficult times. Remember the innocence you imbued as a child, and remember you are loved. The affirmation is, I release my emotional pain and move on. And I think that's where, for those of you joining me from pile 2, I feel as if some of the message is to, if you feel like you need strength, to draw on the strength that you receive in nature. That grounding provides strength for you, helps you get through the tough times. All right, let's see what else is here. I keep hearing compassion, and that's like compassionate strength, right? Like the strength card in the tarot deck. Traditional, the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, you've got the Lion, right? On the strength card, and it's compassionate strength. We have submission, and look, the door is being open. You just surrender to dealing with, as in pile 2, surrender to dealing with whatever issue, obstacle that keeps showing itself to you. The door will be open, freeing you from that cycle. We have the Fox, clever and wily, right here, and moving between spaces here. Good on land, good in the water, perhaps. Capable in either space, either situation. Using your knowledge, using your experience, drawing strength from that to deal with whatever issue you're running into. All right, we have the Sun. I'm going to move this over to the side again, and the Three of Wands. And this looks like binos, right? And there's stars in there. In pile, was it pile 1? Pile 1, there were stars in their eyes, in the cat's eyes, and this is reminiscent of that card. Stars, and even in the sun. What is the sun? The sun is a star, right? Okay, let's continue on here. Let's see what else we have. We have Five of Swords. Again, similar to pile 2. I think a lot of you probably came over to see what? Pile 3. Or you left it on and it's just playing. We got the Knight of Swords. Just going ahead, doing it, cutting through it, gaining clarity. We have the Magician. Yes. Standing in your power. Understanding what your power is and how to utilize it. The Chariot, making that decision. Making that decision to deal with it. And when I'm talking about it, I'm talking about whatever situation and issue you might be running into in your life right now that makes you feel out of your depth. We have again the Chariot. Chariot twice. Decision time. We have the Magician again. Wow, how crazy is that? You have the choice to make it happen. We have the Six of Pentacles. What fills your cup? And this is in relation to family, right? And I kind of feel like this is Spirit right here, helping to fill your cup. Whether that spirit, that guardian is ancestral, whether it's angelic, whether it's your higher self even, coming to help you along to get to the point that you want to get to reach the goals that you want to reach in this life. I feel like I need maybe one more of these. No, I'm going to use a different deck. Let's see. And here it is. Six of Swords. Yep. To move past it. To leave whatever that issue is behind once and for all. To move forward, to make the decision to move forward. This is definitely tied into pile 2. So I encourage you to listen to that one and then maybe again come back to this one. There is this energy of things needing to be released, I feel. I kind of went a little bit lopsided too, didn't I? And that might play into it also. That might play into the messages. Things are out of balance. And in order to come back, to get that flow going again, to come back into balance, it's time to deal with whatever the obstacle is that's presenting itself to you, right? To look closely, look at different aspects of the situation, different solutions perhaps. Illuminate the issue from different viewpoints. You know, from the, I'm hearing four corners, right? The different ways that you can look at the issue. Take some time to do that. Get other people's perspectives and opinions on it. See if that opens your eyes to solutions. Because there is a solution coming, and that solution is going to open the cage for you. It's going to end that cycle. You just got to choose to do it, right? It's going to bring your power, give the power back to you. I feel like that's, for this group, those that are joining me for pile 3, it's going to give you your power back. And a lot of your power is strength and grace. I feel like you can deal with issues, with uncomfortable situations, with great strength and grace. That you're able to, this grounding, I keep feeling this very grounded energy. And I think that you know that when things get overwhelming, you know what you need, and you know that you need to be outdoors. You need to feet on the ground without your shoes on. You know, for some, it's winter in the northern hemisphere, starting to get cold. That might be a little hard, but take a moment, get outside, get your feet on the grass, get your feet on the ground. But even if you're indoors and you've got hardwood floors, right? Set your feet on the ground without shoes or without socks on. Go to a garden center. I know in pile 1 a card came out. It was bouquet, and there's a hand feeling the petals of one of the flowers. And you can even do that, like you're connecting with nature in that way. You're connecting with plants. To go to a garden center and to actually touch the leaves of the plants, to, you know, put your fingers on the soil, right? You receive that grounding and that strength from just touching. And you know, there was a comment in one of the readings where someone said, you know, I'm always touching the cards, and part of that is, you know, the way that I receive energy or that I receive messages. It's like clairtangency, where touch. I receive messages in a lot of different ways. I hear, I see, I know, I feel emotions. And when I touch the cards, because the cards are like, what's the way? It's like touching a crystal, right? You get a certain energy from it, you get a certain message from it. Or that's how I perceive messages and spirit and energy. And so that's why I actually touch the cards. Actually, as I'm going along, I get more out of the reading through touch. And this is important to you also. I think that this is coming out in this reading because you have this ability to really gain strength, gain knowledge through this one of the clairtangency of touching something, like touching the cards, touching the plants. You'll just get, it's just something that happens for you. You get energy, you get strength. You move with more grace. You have a greater understanding. It's the way the Spirit speaks to you, speaks through you, is by touch. So I encourage you to try it, incorporate it into how you deal with this situation that seems to be presenting itself, with this decision that needs to be made. I think this is for some of you, a pretty tough decision. And I hear, should I stay or should I go? And I don't have an answer for you other than recognize how this situation takes away your power, or how you use your power. Do you use it in an illuminated aspect, or do you use it in a shadow aspect? How does it make you feel, right? And these are issues we all deal with, right? How we respond to pain. Do we run away from it? Do we face it? And the right answer, if there is a right answer, is different for everyone, right? I think there's a lot of energy towards releasing something, but it doesn't necessarily mean, like right off the bat, you know, if you're having relationship issues and someone says release, right? Or you get the six of swords and it's like walk away. That may not be the answer for all of you. Maybe for some of you that's the right answer. But what you're releasing is, I think, your attachment to certain things, your attachment to certain behaviors of how you react to situations within the relationship, or when you feel hurt. Like if you look at this, if you look at their faces, right? Person's hurt, but look, they're like, oh, I didn't mean to, right? I didn't mean to hurt you. We were just playing, right? We were just playing with swords. But that maybe this person's like, how could you do that to me, right? How could you do that to me? They're like, oh, it was an accident. We're just playing. So how do you react, right? Maybe it's that type of reaction to feeling hurt that's not necessarily that person, the other's fault. It could just be a way that you have dealt with pain and suffering from a child. In pile 2, we talked about inner child, how they need to go back and do some inner child work and figure out why they react the way they react or do the things they do, why they feel the way they feel. And so the release may be you're releasing old ways of doing things, or old behaviors, old patterns, behavioral patterns. And in order to do that, it will require strength, right? Strength, compassion, understanding, where you're having compassion for yourself. Not necessarily the other, but compassion for you, compassion for what you've been through, compassion for your experiences, the pain that you've been through, the suffering that you've been through in your life, but also recognizing where old behavior patterns block your ability to bring in joy and abundance, right? Honor your soul. Honor your soul, celebrate the journey, right? It's not things that happened in the past you don't have to always be like, well, I wish I hadn't done it that way, or I wish I hadn't, that's a regret, right? I wish I hadn't. But you did, and honor that that's where you were at that point in time. You made this decision to do this thing, to pursue this thing, to take this path that got you to where you are now, or maybe stuck in the cycle that you maybe feel stuck in. A cycle where maybe you're not using your power to its greatest effect, or where you're giving your power away, or maybe you're using your power in a shadow aspect. That can be, manipulating others to make them feel guilty, like guilt tripping, right? I know a lot of people who love to guilt trip. I mean, and I grew up in a family that did a lot of guilt tripping, and so I grew up seeing that was a way to deal with others, a way of getting my needs met, but it was at the expense of others. And so that was some work, something to work through, because I didn't know any different, right? Because that's all I saw as a child. So some of these perspectives and these ways of dealing with the world and understanding the world from when we're a child it's not useful to us anymore. We didn't have the many different perspectives. We only had what we saw, right, in the home. And we emulated that. So now you're in a space, as an adult, you're in a space where you can get other opinions, you can get different ideas, you can see other ways of doing things. Do so. And this will bring, take a good look at all the different angles that you can approach this from, right? And as I mentioned earlier, I think a lot of you do have some foresight, some gifts to know how things are going to turn out. And maybe you don't always make the decision to follow that path or make that decision that's going to create change, because change is scary for some people. Change can be very scary. You don't know how it's going to turn out in the end. But you won't know unless you try, right? And that's part of life. That's part of the journey. And you have the strength and the support from this, I think, more than just the spirit world within your life now. You do have people that care about you. You do have people that care about you. And maybe their actions weren't really actions that were meant to hurt. It just happened. It was an accident. So look back on that. I think that's a very specific message for some of you. Maybe the hurt wasn't the intent. It happened. It just happened. Things happen. And being able to recognize that it was, maybe that reaction that you had wasn't necessarily the reaction that, if you thought about it, you would not have reacted in that way. So I don't know, think about that. See how that sits with you. And that, part of the bigger message here, right? But definitely you have a lot of strength, you have a lot of grace to deal with whatever obstacles are in your way now or coming or have passed. I think some of you really do know that you're capable of dealing with any situation, because you have a lot of power. You have a lot of personal power. Stand in that. Stand in the illuminated aspect of that. I think, I'm going to do a new moon focus reading that's coming up. But I think that this new moon in Scorpio is really bringing us deep down. There's this intensity to it. And I think that's what this message is. Now's the time. Now's the right energy to start. You'll be supported in working on this issue, whether it's inner child or not. This issue of how you respond, react, the cycle that you perhaps feel you're stuck in, the cage that perhaps you feel you've been in a cage. This work is going to open that cage up, open the door. It's going to release. Bring some release of that stagnant, stuck energy. It's going to bring the flow back in. And with flow comes abundance. With flow comes abundance. And more confidence in yourself. More confidence in the qualities that you inherently have of strength and grace. All right, let's get another couple cards, just because, I love to pull cards. So could we get a final messages for pile 3, Spirit? Final messages from pile 3. We have a bond. And yes, you have a bond with the earth, with your ancestors. And I think with the person, like there's this other, for some of you, there's the other, and I said that in another pile. There's the other that is part of this situation, that is part of this growth process. And I feel that they really were, that's soul contract for them, soul contract energy. This is something that you're both, they're here to help you tackle within yourself. And this is that bond, this is that strength. It's meant to happen, and I think this growth is meant to happen now. We have Mukuna, journey. And this is a journey. This is a journey. And Spirit is here, your guardians are here, your angels are here to help you through it. And that is all I have for you today, pile 3. Thank you so much for joining me. It's always wonderful to spend time with you guys here. I'm really enjoying this new project of, you know, doing the YouTube videos. It's starting to flow a bit better. I know that usually pile 1 takes me a little while to get going, but pile 2, pile 3 is usually the words flow a lot easier. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate you guys being here today. I hope that this reading brought you a bit of clarity and comfort also. There is a comforting energy to this reading. Whether, you know, we started off feeling like it was going to be angel messages, but I do feel that is in here, but it's spread a bit more throughout, you know, messages from your ancestors, your other spirit guides. For some of you, your higher self is stepping in to remind you of your soul contracts that you have here in this lifetime on this planet. And then, yes, we do have source, we do have that angelic feeling of protection and support. All right, pile 3, thanks so much for joining me. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.